Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
In today's video, we're going to be making Anya's favorite food, ribeye steaks.
Yes, and baked potatoes. I'm very excited. And first, we're going to start off with the baked potato because that's what's going to take the longest. It has to be in the oven, for about an hour. And then we're going to marinate the ribeye steak, and that's going to be in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's important to let it thaw out before we cook the steak, just to give it that tender flavor and filling.
Yeah, and so we're going to be right back with all the seasonings. Okay guys, we're back. Right now we have all the ingredients that we want for prepping the baked potatoes. So what we use is a little bit of olive oil, any brand that you want. Ours is organic, but it doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna have some salt as well. You can also use pepper, but we just use salt for some taste on the crust.
Yeah, whatever your preference is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start off with doing that. And just a little bit. We use this. Use this for me, but I like it because it just evenly distributes the olive oil.
Right. And
let me just mention that make sure to wash your potatoes off before you start prepping them, just to make sure that you get all extra dirt or any other
residue.
stuff. Yeah. You can do this with olive oil. I'll put on salt, so I'll just follow. Well, actually, you can follow me with salt.
Okay.
He'll follow me with some salt on the crust, just making sure it gets all over. You can start on that one. And yeah. So also in this video, we will talk about...
In this video, we're also going to be discussing our second date.
Yes, that's the one that was a very crazy experience for me.
It was a crazy
experience. So it was just after we had our first date. Like our first date, well, like... It was kind of a date, not really. It was my brother's graduation party. And so I just invited him, but I was a little scared. I'm like, wow, he's about to meet my whole family on the first date. I was like, I hope he doesn't get like scared or anything like that, but he was great.
And that was also our first time hanging out.
Did you do this one?
No, I haven't done the third one. But that was our first time hanging out outside of school. It was a few days after summer began. And
yeah, we met like right before summer, and I was also like, I could barely talk to this dude. Like I was so shy. Like I'm such a shy person when it came to talking to him. So like this is our first time out of school, and so it was like a long period of talking, and it actually just flowed really good too.
Flowed really well.
Yeah. But anyways, our second date. Oh, first let's wrap these potatoes up.
Yeah, and we're gonna poke holes. The potatoes, so that the ventilation allows them to cook inside well, and then we can keep the soft crust as well. So. But our second date went really well, despite one thing that happened.
Well, I was like, that was just crazy. Okay, so
it was hilarious.
At the time, I was so embarrassed. So at the time, I had a mini cube. And so for some reason, like this is my first car, so I didn't know how cars worked. So I was driving around with my brakes on. Like I thought that it was supposed to be on all the time.
Yeah.
So my car ended up, my brakes went out. And so I was on the date, and then we were driving. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot brake." He was like, "What?"
I was like so scared because you just threw that on me, like, on the freeway.
And we were going to Olive Garden, and I was literally like, just like, like just barely making it. It was just so embarrassing. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Who's that? My brother.
Answer.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, is Mikah there?
Yeah.
Ask him to text me back. I need to know how you guys make y'all sound.
Oh, he
like,
texted
what seasonings do y'all put on?
Or what?
Your salmon, like, what seasonings do y'all put on?
Oh, yeah. What seasons do you put on the salmon?
You're over, dude!
I'll text him. Or can I just tell him?
Yeah, you can tell him.
Hey, Michael, for the salmon, we put a little bit of olive oil and rub it around, and then We use the multi-purpose seasoning.
Yeah, season for all.
Yeah, and then we use a little bit of garlic powder.
Garlic salt too.
Yeah, garlic salt as well.
And then Mom, she got us this Cajun seasoning, didn't you?
Yeah, she got us some Cajun seasoning.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it.
Okay.
We'll send you
But
a
it basically
Y'all pan sear it?
yeah, we pan sear it.
How
and
many
also it just depends on your preference of like how you like to cook. So.
How long do you do yours?
I use
How did y'all do the ones in Miami?
2.5 minutes on each side on medium high heat.
But we'll
2.5
send
minutes on each side?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll send you a text message of all the list.
Huh?
We'll send you a text message just in case you be missing anything real quick about everything that's you need to do.
Okay. Thanks.
Love you.
Love you, bro.
Love you guys.
Bye. Now that we're done with the prepping the baked potatoes, we're gonna wrap them in foil. We already put holes, right?
Yeah, we already
We're
put
gonna wrap
holes
them
inside
in tin
it.
foil now.
We're gonna wrap them. Don't poke any holes into the tin foil.
And like we said, it's gonna be in the oven for an hour. We already preheated the oven, but you're supposed to preheat it to 400 degrees.
Yeah.
And so after we're done wrapping it, we should be able to put it in the oven and let it cook for an hour. And getting back to our second date story, so
We were on the freeway and your brakes weren't working properly.
yeah, it was just a crazy experience. Like, I was so scared because that had never happened to me before. And it was my first car, so I'm like, what in the world? Like, and I was like, this boy just met me, and I'm already like, first he meets my whole family, now he's seeing my whole car break down. But I learned a good lesson that day to not keep your, what's it called?
The brakes?
What's it called though? Your emergency. Oh yeah, I learned.
Yeah.
I learned a good lesson that day to not keep my emergency brake on unless I'm like parked. Yep. So that's a good lesson. So now we're going to pop these in the oven, and we'll be right back.
All right, as we begin marinating the steak, we're gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil before we season.
Yeah. And we made sure to wash the board again, and then also this.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna spread the olive oil all around.
On both sides.
Both sides, on the sides.
And make sure you get the
everywhere.
sides as well.
Yep. And then let's flip it over. This is one big steak.
Yeah, this is nice.
Give me that some more olive oil.
Nice.
Thank you. And then we're going to continue spreading the oil. But yeah, I think that our second date was like just one to remember. Like, I still had a lot of fun. And then we ended up still going on our date to Olive Garden.
And going to Olive Garden was big for me because we never really got to sit down and really enjoy each other's company on a one-on-one basis. It was always being around family or being around classmates or being in school, showing them after school. So.
And we like had different schedules. Like, I remember like when we were in the talking stage, we only like saw each other like once a day, and it was like for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
Like I would rush. Well, actually, okay.
Oh,
so
I used to be like,
would-
how did she get to? How did she get to the?
So actually, we used to see each other 2 times in high school.
Yeah.
Well, before he moved, but so like there used to be like breaks in between classes, like 5 minutes. So I would rush to where like I knew that he was gonna cross to run into him. But then the funny thing is, after school, like I was a cheerleader, and he was a football player, so I knew he had to go to the football field house. So like I would literally park my car by the football field house like after school. So when the bell rang, I would rush down by my car so that he could see me before he went to the football field. So
I really just thought that it was like so convenient. Like I didn't really know that wasn't your parking spot. That was cute though. I like that.
Yeah, he had no idea until I told him. But yeah, I was really like
She would get there so fast, and I would try to run
And
back.
the
And
funny thing is, I would be like, pretend like I was on my phone, like,
Yeah.
oh, hey.
But those are the best few minutes of my day, every day.
Aw, thank you.
What baby?
Okay, so.
Alright, now that we've spread the olive oil evenly across, we're gonna go in with the seasonings. I love seasonal just because there's so many ingredients within the seasoning. Like paprika,
And-
black pepper.
Yeah, and we have this new seasoning. I got it at Walmart. I don't know how it tastes yet, but I was really intrigued, so I really want to try this.
Good.
But if you don't want to try it, it's fine. We still have good seasonings like Season for All. We have garlic powder, garlic salts, and onion powder and salt. Well, we don't use salts again, but yeah. So we're gonna do some garlic powder.
And it's okay to be generous with the seasonings because this is a big piece of meat.
Yeah, and make sure to get the sides too.
And make sure you don't neglect the sides.
This kid, that's hilarious.
Good.
Okay, and then let's do some garlic salts. And we're gonna do some garlic salt. And the reason why I'm not really tripping about touching this and touching seasonings, we always make sure to wipe it down.
We always stay sanitary, wash our hands, clean off the cutting board because a lot of bacteria is left on the cutting board.
Yeah. So we're gonna try this new seasoning. Do you want to try it?
I want to try it.
Okay, good. So we're gonna try this.
Just a little bit though.
Yeah, just add a little bit. This one is, it's a new at Walmart. It says Weber Cowboy Seasoning and Rub. So I really want to try it.
It looks like a really good dry rub.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna rotate it on the other side, and we're just gonna do the same thing. Season for all. Just be really generous with the seasonings, as he said.
Yep.
And some garlic powder. That's the.
It's a new one.
Yeah. Some garlic powder. Being really generous.
A little bit of garlic salt.
A little garlic salt. And then a little bit of this cowboy seasoning. Oops, wrong side.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, that looks really good. You want to show them it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in the camera and show y'all. This is how the seasoning looks. It looks really well seasoned. And here's the other side. So we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to marinate.
Yep.
And we'll see y'all back then.
Now that the steak is finished marinating, we're gonna go and sear it on the stove top with a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon. And after that, we're gonna baste it with butter just to give it more flavor and allow it to cook more. Yeah.
And then we're going to cut it up after it's cooked.
Yeah, and we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do it. We're gonna add a little bit of oil.
This looks beautiful. Alright, let's bring this to the stove. Oil to heat for a few minutes. We're gonna place our ribeye and let it sear.
Yeah.
It's important to place it in the opposite direction of you so that.
Yep, we're gonna put the ribeye on and we're gonna cook it for
about 2 minutes.
Yeah, for about 2 minutes on both sides.
We like our steak medium well. So.
Yeah, we like medium well. Yep. So now he just flips over the steak and we're gonna let it cook for another 2 minutes.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. We're gonna cook it, of course, for a little bit longer.
In a minute after you sear the second side, you want to place about a tablespoon of butter into the skillet.
So let me get that for you.
Start to baste.
We have a tablespoon of butter. We're just gonna rub it around the steak, the top of the steak. Oops, and on the sides. Yeah, we're just gonna let the butter cook in.
Here are the final results.